Greetings and welcome to the energy of Cancer. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the order of the Twin Sun. Please take what you will. So we are going to be conducting a reading for the month of March, and that is the year of 2023 for the energy of Cancer. The fourth house is open. As it opens, of course, we pay homage to the axis of the 4 and the 10, okay? Now, this has to do with the internalization and the crystallization of the path of liberty that is embodied through Cancer, okay? Through the mother, the great mother. Now, mothers are essentially, they're essentially portals, okay? The figure of the mother, esoterically, has to do with the womb, in particular, the chalice, the Holy Grail, as well as the ability to encapsulate through a mode of reception, okay, of absorption. There's an ability to essentially bring forth life, okay, in one way, shape, or form. And it is through this proclivity of reception in which Cancer tends to receive, okay? And usually this has to do with the operation of the axis with the fourth house's relation to the 10th. Now, the 10th house is, of course, Capricorn's domain. It is Saturn's domain. And the negotiation between Saturn and Moon becomes apparent through this axis, okay? What does this do? Usually, it curtails the exploration of the path to liberation by showing the opposite, which is usually the limitations of Saturn. Excuse me. It also shows the oppression of patriarchy on the opposite. It also shows a number of other things, but primarily, okay, Saturn, its role in relation to the moon creates a form that is somewhat related to gravity. There's a certain gravity to this cardinal energy of earth and water, okay? Meaning that the moon's influence on the tidal energy of the water sort of affects the earth, okay? So that is the sort of trade-off here, okay? So it's rather a mysterious relationship. And often Cancerians will pull in essentially people who are crystallized. They are structured in such a way to represent a karma, okay? So, unfortunately, it's one of the zodiac signs that attracts this karma, but usually takes the shape of the mother and the child complex, okay? Or perhaps the mother and the father complex, wherein there is a contract that needs to be initiated with the significant others of Cancer, okay? Cancer has a contract with these people in order to associate modes of karma that accumulate in the 10th house. And these people, the way you perceive them, they operate in such a way that it moves from the 9th to the 10th to the 11th houses, okay? With an accentuation of Saturnian energy, because it's the 9th is Jupiter, and then Saturn, and the 10th in the 11th houses, okay? So what does this do for you? Essentially, it teaches the moon, that is your ruler, certain complexity, okay? It teaches it a sort of gravity. It teaches it something that has an effect, okay? So these people come in to teach you something in terms of karmic contracts that need to be negotiated and then let go. Usually the letting go part is through the extensive passage of time, okay? And that's all I'm going to say for that. Now, we are going into the reading that has to do with essentially March 2023 for the energy of Cancer. First, we'll look into karma, and then we'll move into another reading that pulls from an incident in the month of March, okay, that relates to this karma of the month of March, and then we'll look into the Great Mirror, okay? That's a three-part tarot spread. So we'll go ahead and get started now. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Interesting. Okay. There's a sequence of love here. The end of the tunnel, there's love. Where you're coming from is a need to sort of intuitively separate yourself from the past. There is a choice that you've made recently. It's a very strong choice that leads to departure of some sort. Okay. So the karma is showing me, essentially, a need to get to a point of stillness. Okay, need to find perspective, especially with things that, I mean, the Seven of Pentacles has been coming up a lot lately. This has to do essentially with the wintering effect that's going on, at least in the northern hemisphere. But also there's something about maintaining a sense of balance. Okay, a sense of perspective here, juggling two different relationships, seeing one relationship for what it is, another. There's an escapist element here, and I think it's moving all towards the Two of Cups. Okay, this is a profound reading so far, considering the underscore is also another 7. An intensity is coming, double intensity. We have the 7 of Cups in the upright, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, when earth and water meet around this 7, okay, this has to do essentially with primarily burying a form of regret, burying a past expectation. It's like trading one thing for another, trading one old version for another version of love, let's say. And I'm seeing this being the motif, okay, for the month of March. That means essentially it's moving on. There's a lot of moving on energy, which I rather like. And we're going to go ahead and see where this leads. Moving on. Okay, so let's look deeper into this incident. Now, usually the Six of Swords has to do with currents, okay, currents that are pushing you forward towards some sort of realization. Okay, this has to do with traveling, as well as knowledge systems, trying to figure out a way to think in order to escape something, whatever that is. Usually it's indecision or a stalemate of some sort, but therein we have it. There is a sense of peace and serenity in this reading that I rather like, meaning that there's a sense of restfulness, but also it's weird because it's restfulness through travel, some sort of vacation, okay, which is interesting. Let's see. So that Two of Rods is pretty intense. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, there certainly is a lot of energy. Okay, we have 3 cards here. We have the Hierophant, we have the Sun card, and we have also the Ace of Rods. On the bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, moving to the 3, and you're bringing to yourself the 4 of Pentacles. There's something about essentially being devoted to a path that you've been working on, okay? Being devoted to that path in particular, being sort of habitual in that path will get you to the place that you need to be. I see a lot of pentacles and a lot of suns on the horizon. Daylight is going to be coming to you, and it's going to give you richness in terms of what the golden round represents. There is a sense of order, I think, and you're devoting yourself to this order. This is a strong path of self-affirmation. But it involves being true to yourself, a version of yourself that has been slow and steady at essentially getting to the 4 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. Now, the interesting thing is that if you add these two together, they make the 7 of Pentacles. So I see here a link that has to do with a forward movement, okay? From right to left, a forward movement into a new sort of structure, okay? A new place to call your stable ground, okay? And the interesting thing is that what I see is that it's like you coming out of your shell, you doing things, being motivated, getting out, and essentially coming into new ways to think, and then also sort of getting rid of especially the Two of Cups, and then replacing that Two of Cups with another Two of Cups. It could be that you meet someone who's also here to help you in terms of that, in terms of, especially if they're here to guide you, they will lead you to the path of the sun as well, to the Seven of Pentacles, as well to the Four and the Three, which is a sense of order, a sense of structure, even if there's like essentially what I see here, your efforts have been very slow in terms of commitment, in terms of devotion to some sort of higher cause, or in terms of a place of work. I think there's essentially a lot that has to do with coming into a place and essentially being welcomed there. Yeah, I like this reading. So in terms of an incident, it could be that a part of yourself is essentially is waiting for you to catch up, and essentially there's going to be a sense of enlightenment, a lightness of things, a very good way to be and to do what it is, what you have, what you are committing to. This type of devotion is quite strong, and it accentuates through the energy of Venus primarily, Venus and the Sun. It accentuates a sense of order, a sense of dignity, okay? So in terms of this incident, okay, it's going to be very strongly compelling for you to essentially find a way to free your mind, okay? To make a choice, to become peaceful in that, and to find a sense of like push. I'm seeing here also a bout of luck that might happen with the Three of Rods, the Two and the One make the Three. So I think it's quite important to also know what you have and what makes you valuable in terms of finding a place that is stable, okay? Let's see, in terms of advice, okay, there it is. So the Two of Pentacles is coming in strong in your reading. It's here in the Seven, Five of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Five of Cups in the past here, as well as the Seven. So this Two of Pentacles is coming in strong. Usually, like, the advice when it comes to that is finding a sense of crisis. Finding yourself in a crisis will actually put you in a point of equilibrium. So the more you can challenge yourself when it comes to your path, there's an ability to balance out different realities, different totems, or different perspectives, and to bring these into harmony, noting that anything that is subject to your own whim or your own sort of definition when it comes to what it is you're truly here to do or to manifest or to bring forth towards reality, they are all related to the same harmony, the same sort of centripetal force of the Two of Pentacles, okay? Furthermore, we have the Five in the reverse. We have Judgment, okay. There will be a way to essentially come to clarity when you are called to do something, okay? It could be that you're going to have, in this month, a sense that you can be devoted to someone, and this person is going to give you a sense of dignity, a sense of grace in that in which you do. No matter how slow or how far your goal is, you're going to get there, and I think it has to do with the Four of Pentacles, okay? Four of Pentacles usually signifies something that you can rely on, something that will let you go in, and essentially in this inness of a place or a relationship or a place of work, a home, a new home, a new structure of some sort, whether it's physical or if it's related to some sort of social dynamic, you're going to find solidarity in this. You're going to find a place to essentially be protected in this. Now, the interesting thing is that I see a lot of harmony with people with people in the near future, but you have to go through the rite of passage first. You have to pass through the Hierophant to get to where you're going, okay? To find this harmony, to find the sun, to find the Three of Pentacles, to find the power source, the triangle, the great triangle that is sort of hinted at here. This is like a pyramid and the sun. So, yeah, I think if you adhere to the messages of crisis, okay, the messages you find in points of ridiculousness where you have to find, you know, a sense of balance, even though it can be extremely disorienting, trying to choose different paths or different people. If you walk in between that space and you find yourself there, you will be completely energized and come up with extremely well-informed decisions, okay, in this stillness. It's like tantra, or it's like finding like unity or harmony in it all. There's going to be, in that focus of intensity of crisis, there's going to be some sort of awakening for you. So this is a very good thing, very auspicious reading. Yeah, so let's move on. Now, our next section is the Great Mirror. The Great Mirror is a tool devised by the Order of the Twin Sun to see particular karmas that may be affecting Cancer and a significant other. Okay, the significant other can be a person, place, or thing. And please take only what you will of it. We'll look quite deeply and try to understand the relation of you and someone else now. Interesting. So we have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. We have Temperance in the reverse. We have Éclaircissement, or the Sun, in the upright. Two cards in reverse, one in the upright. This person sees you as someone who's impulsive. This impulse actually leads to an interesting dynamic where you have to do something in order to get to one of two places. Okay, one place is essentially tied to this workaholic sort of mode, this overworking mode. The other place is actually in harmony with your environment. The 69 is strong in this. Usually this indicates Pisces energy. Rather Cancer. There also is something about this that is tied to the North Node, to the dragon's head, okay? With this, there is a sense that you're pulling in someone you can be devoted to, someone that is firm, that has firm ground. They can see you this way too. There's like this mirroring effect on a deeper level. On a deeper level, it's quite profound, but for now, in the month of March, especially on a conscious level, they see you as someone who is free, but then also free to choose between work and between something like family, okay? So it's like trying to go into the inner world, trying to find a place to go into and essentially be accepted there, versus going to the outer world and like doing what you want, okay? Now, there is a natural inclination with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse and the dragon's head emerging, of essentially you being perceived as someone who could be doing a lot better for themselves, okay? Now, the interesting thing is that your willpower is quite strong, And there's something about it that is very pure. At the same time, it's impulsive by design. So what you may see this person as, okay, someone who, see, that's the thing, like right now I don't know if there's a very good trust system that is occurring between your energies. They have the Five of Swords, okay, in the reverse, which is actually kind of a good thing. They oscillate between a place of complete stillness as well, moving towards the Six of Swords that you're actually embodying karmically now. So there is already a mirroring going on in terms of the karmic reading that was just before this through the Six of Swords and the Five of Swords in the reverse. It kind of suggests that there also is something about them that essentially has gotten away with a way of thinking or has changed their mind about something, okay? It could be that. Primarily, if they've changed their mind about something, now they may seem fickle, or they're trying to find a way out. You know, these are things on the very surface level. We're going to look a little bit deeper into this. Now, what is manifesting between you two, essentially, is a sense of freedom. Your 7th house is very much activated through the energy of Capricorn, as well as the Devil card in the reverse, okay? So the force majeure, essentially, it's an eventuality, okay? It's through deep crisis, deep points of pressure that things are released, okay? This is a geomagnetic thing also when it comes to Saturn's energy. Now, because it's in the reverse, there's something about the fallen angel here. And usually this has to do with the freedom that the fallen angel is given or that it seeks out in order to be, you know, sort of powerful in some way. So this is a very strong energy. This has to do with the need to be free from the world, free from especially the worldliness of things, free from materiality, free from any constraints of the human condition, okay, free from also commitments. So there naturally is this need to be emancipated in some way, shape, or form. This person, because they have the Five of Swords here, there is something about them that perhaps isn't totally trustworthy. There also is something about you that needs to take care of your own health and your own design when it comes to being grounded, especially. There needs to be that. Because you have Temperance in the reverse, what is activated through that is the opposite of Jupiter, okay, which is usually the 3rd house, which is Mercury. There's something extremely intensely mercurial about what you are doing and what you're willing to be, meaning that the oscillations of the mind and your nervous system will trigger some very strong effects, because I see here either the way for you to be outer body, to be sort of projecting outwards and to be etheric in nature, but also it is related directly to your nervous system. And there is a strong desire that is activated through Rahu and the North Node that actually pushes you away from your natural habitat, okay, in order to do something. So temperance is not had. And it's very important that you find a sense of prudence when approaching this situation. Now, I see here the 1st house as well. It would be the 3rd house, okay? So there's a need to speak something, but oneself is closed. There is a lack of faith on the other, meaning that they have the impulse on a deeper level to do something. There's a great need to find faith in something, and perhaps they see that in you. Perhaps there's something about where you are, where the sun is brighter, or perhaps there is a way that you radiate deeply within that needs to be found by the Fool's energy. Okay, this is the Fool card in the reverse. Now, if that's on the deeper level, okay, and what is emerging is here. Okay, this is a very profound. Okay, this is the card of the Chariot. The Chariot is the opposite. It's the 4th house, the opposite of the 10th, and Capricorn is here in the reverse. So Saturn's energy, the opposite of Saturn in terms of house placements. Okay. Would be the 5th house as well as the 4th house are being activated. So 5th, 4th, and the 10th in the reverse, the 5th and the 4th. Now, what I'm seeing here ultimately is a strong activation of the 4 and the 10 axis, and a need to also be free or be rid of the karma of the 10th, to be emancipated, okay? And I think both of you see this in each other. There's something about this wherein your energy, your potential is quite great. They're drawn to it, but they can't take the leap of faith. Okay? Why? Because there's a sense of karma, there's a sense of justice that they need to do on their own, okay? What I see here is because the sword of justice pulls from the 4 and it negates one of the swords of the 5. Essentially, the four of swords is what justice is looking to bring forward, okay? But it's in the reverse, meaning that there also is a restless energy on their side too. So there's restlessness on both sides, on the subconscious and conscious levels of both people. There also is, let's see here, the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Okay. Friponnial. Friponnerie, la justice, and le prétel. So what I'm seeing here is a lot of a need to balance out things in terms of excuse me, of what is fair, what is fair, what is fair, what is fair, what is fair. Ultimately, I don't think you can give much to this connection. There is a need for them to break free, to develop on their own, and to also note what they owe you, what they have been owing you, something like this. Now, their challenge when it comes to this is a sequence of events. There's a part of them that needs to essentially regenerate. It's moving from the 8th to the 7th houses, okay? Now, there's a secret. The secret that has to do with some other person, other place, other thing. Yeah, it's very stagnant. There's a lot of inaction in whatever they're dealing with outside of your situation. And that needs to sort of die out first before they can truly invest through the auspice of Mars, some sort of action or affect some sort of karma to your end. But the connection is intense, I think, between you and this person. There's a great deal of visions, possibilities, confusion in this that actually it promotes not the best when it comes to taking a leap towards their direction. The difference is it would be the six of cups. Deeply, I think there's something very authentic here about the path that you would take, and because there's all this impulsive energy, it's important that you do not try not to siphon off your energy. I mean, you're going to generate this energy anyways within this connection. It's like the energy of the sun is constantly imploding upon itself, and it has been for a while. And it promotes solar flares as well as the radiance of light and so much energy. So it's important to contain that in some sort of way, to also let that be your source of elevation, okay, when it comes to your own consciousness, okay? So if you were to use this energy of the sun and bring it forward to the subconscious and conscious realms, there's a great deal that can happen when it comes to the sun and the star, essentially bringing forward and negating that, so you can work hard on yourself by not working so hard on some sort of connection. Do I have to say that again? So that you can actually work hard on yourself without working so hard when it comes to this connection. So in essence, the work is being done already on its own by itself. The impulse or the need to do something might hit you when it comes to this situation, but it's so intense that it actually can cause some sort of, calamity or mischief if you were to intervene. Let things go as they will. And they will go accordingly. There is a sense of emancipation, great potentiality in this situation, a possibility also to let go of any forms of false, inauthentic forms of, say, romance or the chase or whatever. What I see here is the purity of mind to actually bring forward and like to have that implosive effect that you would have in terms of your aura, meaning that it would naturally bend and fill you with more radiance if you just let it. Okay, and if you do this, you're going to attract not only this person but an infinite amount of other people. That is the advice I have for you. There also is a sense that you can actually find, by defying your fear, the strength to do what that is that you need to do. But the funny thing is that once you do that, you might be pulled to a path that is more inward than outward. Okay, so that is the best I can say for now, and do for you now. I do wish you well. Sorry for the delay on this one, but we are still prognosticating. So we're actually looking into the future of March, which is, I'm still on time in terms of that. Yeah, and I do wish you the very best for this month, and hopefully springtime comes sooner for you, or if you're on the southern hemisphere, it would be fall, wouldn't it? Or it would be summer. No, I have no idea. It would be, yeah, I think it would be more autumn. So autumn's also a very lovely part for the southern hemisphere, but I do wish you well. Anyways, thank you. Bye-bye.